called Hebrew of Hebrews. I think Paul was also called Hebrew among Hebrews, right?
Yes.
This brother's wealth of knowledge is unbelievable. And I can't believe he didn't go to school to get it. But that lets you know how the Holy Spirit, set apart spirit, what He's called you to do. Remember we talked about, understand what you've been called to do, and also operating in that what you've been called to do. We mean you staying in your lane. If you haven't been called to be a pastor, then you don't need to be a pastor.
That's right.
You haven't been called to be an evangelist, then of course you're going to go out and do the things an evangelist would do. If you can't debate like this brother can debate, then it's probably best not to debate at all. But nevertheless, the Most High has gifted him with what he's been gifted to do. Without further ado, I'll introduce you guys to Mr. Hebrew of Hebrews, Brother Ron Divine Prospect.
Thank you. All right, thank you for that, Minister Carnes. All right, I don't know what's going on here. All right, there we go. All right. I want to say Shabbat Shalom, Mishpachah.
Shabbat Shalom.
Okay, Ma Shalom Ha.
Shabbat Shalom.
Tov. Oh, Tov. So I said, how are you? You said good, or whatever else you want to say. Maybe you're not good. If so, hopefully this message will cheer you up. Right? Screen? Okay, I got it on there. All right, so before I start, I want to ask Minister Milton Carnes, do I have permission to proceed, Elder?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so I gotta look this way. All right, so forgive me if I don't look over here too much. Can I proceed, Minister Milton Carnes?
Proceed.
Okay, to all the other elders and elder women, men, is okay for me to go ahead and proceed? Yes? Okay, all right, kind. All right. Okay, so before we begin, how many of y'all in here have haters? Raise your hand. Yeah, haters. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all not out the loop like that. How many of y'all in here got haters? Raise your hand. 2 hands, raise your hand. And say, Khan. All right. So, for those of y'all who raise your hands, I want y'all to tell me, why do you have haters? Anybody? Why y'all got haters? Why are people hating on y'all? Anybody? Throw it out there. Keep it real. Did you keep the commandments? All right, what else? Anybody else? I can't hear you. Say it loud. Don't worry, the cameras can't see you. Go ahead.
Blessed and highly favored.
Blessed and highly favored. Okay, cool, because you know the haters are watching this right now, so. All right, anybody else?
You act so much different from their way. Yeah.
They stink, so they want to jack your style, right? All right, cool. I don't want to be too New York in here, but you know. But yeah, y'all feel me, right? You feel me? Okay. So jealousy, right? Jealousy. Now, what if that type of hatred that people have for you is in your bloodline? So it's something that was already predestined before you arrived. That they, oh, sorry, I didn't get too excited. Before you even arrived on the scene, that it was already predestined for them to hate you because there was a purpose involved.
Yes.
See? So sometimes we look at the current adversity that we're going through and we think, well, Most High, why are you allowing this to happen when we don't realize that you have to go through the pain in order to get the promise?
That's right. That's right.
Kind?
Yeah.
All right, so sometimes you have to weather the storm so that you can identify and navigate the next time the next storm comes. And you can give the instructions and the GPS coordinates to the next person so they know how to safely navigate that storm.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah?
Hallelujah.
All right, just getting warmed up.
Come on, brother.
Okay, I gotta put my preacher shawl on now, so we're gonna go in a little bit, all right? All right, so, can somebody read this title for me? Because we're going in today. Can somebody read this title for me? Who can what? Curse. What, YAH has done what? Yes. Okay, let me throw something out here for y'all. How many of y'all know the story of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth?
Yes.
Raise your hand.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to give y'all something good. So when we had a situation after the flood subsided, Noah was in a state of depression because of everything that he had to go through prior to the storm occurring. He had to preach to the people, he had to build an ark, he had to face adversity. So now the storm came, the water wiped out all of the inhabitants of the known world at the time, and now he felt alone. Yes. He had to think about, wow, you know, the world that I once knew is no longer here. So he got into a state of depression. Now we know that he made a vineyard, he got drunk, and then something happened.
Yes.
Yes. All right, so what happened to one of his sons when Noah got drunk? Anybody? Ham. What did Ham do? Uncovered his nakedness. That's very ambiguous in the Hebrew because it's not specific exactly what happened. We have a lot of extra biblical commentary that speaks on it. but that uncovered nakedness is similar to almost what we see in the quote-unquote priestly language of Torah. That's another subject matter. But the point I'm trying to get is, if we go to that verse, somebody give me Genesis chapter 9. Let's read something a little bit before I dive into that. Genesis chapter 9. Anybody? Oh, you got, okay, I'll let Frank do it. Genesis chapter 9.
What verse, brother, to start?
Oh, got the Bible right here. Okay, hold on. Let me go up. See this. This is one of those old school grandma type of Bibles right here. My grandmother got a bigger Bible than this at home, so hold on. Let me get this. And it's funny because the one that we have actually has the founding fathers in the beginning of it. And I'm doing a lecture on that on Monday. But yeah, that's very interesting right there. All right, so what I want you to do is, I want you to go to verse 9. 9 verse 1. Chapter 9 verse 1.
And Elohim blessed Noah and his...
Wait. Say that again, brother. Elohim did what?
Bless.
Anytime you see the word bless, brother, I need emphasis on that. Say it again, my brother.
Bless.
Bless. Keep going.
And Elohim blessed Noah.
There you go. Noah,
And
his sons. Keep going.
And said unto them,
What?
Be fruitful and multiply.
Be fruitful and multiply. All right, let's go here. Let's go to verse 20.
And Noah began to be an husbandman.
Husbandman just means a farmer. Keep going. Because he's sowing seed into the earth. The earth is Mother Emas, the mother of creation. Everything came from the earth. When he created Adam, he took him from the earth. Keep going.
And he planted a vineyard.
Planted a vineyard.
And he drank of the wine. And was drunken.
Okay.
And he was uncovered within his tent.
Okay, keep going.
And Ham, the father of Canaan,
keep going,
saw the nakedness of his father and told his two brethren without.
Keep going.
And Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it upon both their shoulders and went backward and covered the nakedness of their father.
Keep going.
And their faces were backward and they saw not their father's nakedness.
Okay, keep going.
And Noah awoke from his wine and knew what his younger son
had done unto him, right? Keep going.
And he said,
hold on, wait. And he said, who's the he here?
Noah.
If we go to Genesis or Bereshit 9 verse 1, who was speaking there? Who was the subject? Elohim. But here it's he. That's Noah. Keep reading.
And he or Noah said,
what?
Blessed be YAH Elohim of Shem.
Wait, hold on. Brother, you missing a verse. Let's jump back. Go to verse 25.
And he said, Curse Canaan,
be Canaan, keep going.
A servant of servants.
A servant of servants.
Shall he be unto his brethren.
Now slow down for a moment. Who committed the act against Noah? Ham. So why wasn't Ham cursed? Whoa, say that again. Who said that? Raise your hand. Say it again. He was already blessed. Therefore, Noah was limited to the amount of cursing he could do because his son Ham was already blessed by the Most High.
Right.
But the firstborn son is different. That's another subject matter. But I'm trying to give you a snippet. This is littered all throughout the text. We see instances when the Most High bless somebody and someone else will try to curse them, and they can't curse them because the Most High has a divine blessing them. All right, let's work. Let's work. All right, so we're gonna get into first slide. Can somebody read that for me? The Israelites have been favored by YAH. Who are Israelites? Are we Israelites in here?
Yes.
Okay. And it says the Israelites have been favored by YAH. Do we have scriptural reference for that? Let's see. Somebody read that. Frank, I need you over here, bro. If you don't mind.
I can't see that far away.
Okay.
I can barely read.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. All right. Is this visual? Can you see? Okay. Gotta read it. And remember, hold on. What's the key, Frank? If you come across what word?
Blessed.
You gotta be emphatic. If you come across the word curse, you gotta be emphatic too.
Yes, sir.
So go ahead.
You shall be blessed above all peoples.
All right. What does it say right after that?
Promise.
The promise is that you shall be blessed above all peoples. Now, what I have there is Devarim. Does anybody here know what Devarim is? What's that? What book? Deuteronomy. So when you look at these references to scripture, don't get shocked I have the Hebrew rendering there because we have to get that in our mind. All right? Con? All right. So it says, you shall be blessed. I also put the Strong's Concordance up there as a standard for reference. Again, academically, they don't even use the Strong's no more. And I just want to make sure y'all are aware of that. There's a whole bunch of other lexicons out there. I use 5 in particular. 2 of the ones that came us a little more in depth would be Thayer's lexicon, the BDD lexicon, and a whole bunch of other lexicons. But it's good for those of us who wants to start our word studies. So I'm giving it to you because anytime you go into the text, you have to do what's called syntactical lexical analysis. Now, does anybody know what that means in general? Because I mentioned it before, last time I did a lecture here. Does anybody know what that means?
Cross-reference.
Syntactical lexical analysis. Say it with me. Syntactical lexical analysis. One more time. Syntactical lexical analysis. So what that means is that syntactical is syntaxing words together. It could be 2 etymons or 2 root words, and you put them together and it creates a new word, like understand together, understand. Or it's clauses, 2 different parts of the grammatical prepositions that are there that you're putting together to formulate a sentence, to get an understanding. So when we do research, we have to see how sometimes these passages are syntax or formulated. Lexical is getting the definition of words that we discover in the text. This is why this is very important, because you'll start to see trends. You know, I'm very modest about myself, but sometimes people say, well, Devon, how come you're so smart? I mean, listen, I'm not smart. What I've learned to do is identify trends. Once I identify a trend, then I get a mindset of the behavior behind the trend, and then I start to work to say, why is this here, here, and here? And then I start to look at correlations between the 3, and then I get a fuller understanding. So when I give you this, I'm giving you keys. Follow these keys. This is you use to unlock this, all right? Follow me. You follow me good? All right, this is another way that you can look at prophecy as well. Words. Important. All right, so the first one is the promise. Read the second one for me, Frank. And you got to read it in Hebrew too, Frank. You got to read. Where we at?
Oh, Shemot.
Shemot. What does Shemot mean, y'all? Exodus. All right, go ahead.
Shemot 19:5.
Uh-huh.
Now then, if you will indeed obey my voice and keep my then you shall be my own possession among all the peoples. For all the earth is mine.
What do I have right after that?
Condition.
Condition. So we have a promise, but there's a condition. Contractual agreement between 2 consenting parties. You have to have a condition to be met in order for the actual contract to be valid. It's what's called compelled performance. Once you stipulate the terms and conditions and you sign your signature, both parties have to agree to the terms and conditions that's in that contract. The covenant is a contract. When you get a ketubah, it is a contract. When the Most High is wedding or marrying or even courting at this point Israel, it is a contract. That's why when he appeared to Moses, he had to give him a name. Couldn't use Elohim. He couldn't use El Shaddai, which is an epithet that's attached or syntax to El, because when you get into a marriage, I can't put father and the woman puts her real name. Don't work that way.
Come on.
He has to reveal his name in order to enter the covenant and have a valid, justifiable contract. That's why he says, my name is important. When a man and a woman get married, they join together and take the name of the man because the 2 are one. So when the woman goes out, she's also representing the man. And when the man goes out, he's also representing the woman. Therefore, the Most High said, you have my name. So when you go into that land, everything you do, people are going to be watching because my name is attached to it. Married to you. Y'all follow me? Fall asleep yet? Go ahead, Frank.
That's good.
Yeah, Frank. Oh, my bad. Frank's like, what? You want me to teach you now? Go ahead.
Devarim 7:6. For you are a holy people.
Holy, hold on. Kodesh. Separate, set apart,
There you go.
use, or set apart with the intention to be used for a distinct purpose. Keep going, Frank.
For you are a set apart people to Yah, your Elohim. Yah, your Elohim has chosen you to be a people.
Israel chose themselves.
No.
Has chosen you.
You decided when you was born you was going to be special.
Has chosen you.
No, hold on. Your mother decided you was going to be special when you was born.
Has chosen you.
No, your best friends and all the people that's smiling in your face, you know, they're the ones that chose you, Frank.
Elohim has chosen you.
All right, go ahead, Frank.
To be a people. for his own
His
possession
own possession, not yours. Keep going.
out of all the peoples who are on the face of the earth.
What do I have right after
Distinction.
that? Distinction. So we have a promise, a condition, and a distinction because of that promise and condition. Are you feeling me?
That's right.
Let's move. Go ahead, Frank.
Devarim chapter 10 verse 15. Yet on your fathers did Yah set his affection to love them.
Wow. No, your mother loved you.
Yah set his
Frank,
affection.
your grandmama loved you.
Yah set
That's
his
right.
affection to love them. And he chose
And he chose
their descendants.
their descendants. Wait, hold on. Wait, Frank. It was just back in biblical times, Frank.
Their descendants.
Y'all saw y'all Israelites, right? All right, go ahead, Frank.
He chose their descendants after them.
Keep going, Frank.
Even you above all peoples, as it is this day.
What do I have after that?
Love.
Now, I'm giving you the keys to marriage, family. But I'm gonna let y'all do this on your own time. Can't go get too deep into that. Love. But there's other things that come, or prerequisites that come before there's love. You have to have persistence, commitment, a promise you have to make, a condition, a distinction. What makes you separate that this person is choosing you above everybody else? Love comes after that. It starts to seal the process. All right, let's keep going, Frank.
Devarim chapter 26 verse 19.
Keep going.
He has declared that he will set you in praise, fame, and honor high above all the nations he has made. And that you will be a people set apart to Yah, your Elohim, as he promised.
What I have after that?
Praise.
Praise. Praise. And you wonder why people hate on you, right? Let's keep moving, man. This is just the first slide. All right, keywords. You ready? All right, we're going to run through this. First one, I need you to read that, Frank. Can you read
Barak.
it? Barak. What is the Strong's number?
Strong's number H1288.
What does Barak mean?
To bless, to kneel, to salute, to invoke Yah for a blessing.
To invoke Yah for a blessing. So anytime you see the word Baruch there, that's Beit, Resh, and final Kaf. Beit, you'll learn that when we get into Hebrew. You also have a Dogesh or a dot in the middle of Beit, because that gives it the B sound instead of the B sound. You have the patak, the kametz underneath the bait, which gives it that long I sound. Then you have the short dash, which is the patak underneath the resh, that gives it the short I sound. And then you have kaf at the end. That's the final kaf. That's why it's spelled that way. So when you look at this, it means to bless, to kneel. In ancient times, when somebody was blessing somebody, showing reverence, they would get down and they would bow. We don't do that nowadays in this culture, but that's what they did in this culture. So sometimes you'll see a situation where somebody's being blessed, but you'll see that they're prostrate. Well, hold on, why are they prostrate? Because this was a way that you bless somebody. Okay.
Come on now.
This we gotta learn cultural analysis. You gotta understand what the culture was and the historical context of that culture, all right? Keep going. What's the next one, Frank?
Strong's number H1293. Barakah.
Barakah. So we have barak, which is masculine, and barak, masculine meaning is more concrete. When we deal with barakah, it's feminine, which is more abstract, which means it may not always be a literal thing. This is important when we look at the difference between the two. All right, what does that mean, Frank?
Blessing, example, gift, peace, generosity, benediction,
An invocation of good. All right, let's move forward. Next one.
Strong's number H779. Arah. To bitterly curse, to abhor, to detest.
All right, so also for barakah, at the end or the suffix is a he, which would indicate that it's feminine. All right, feminine singular. Okay, you following me? Are you following me?
Yes.
All right, now, every word. Go ahead, Devon. Just fight with you. All right, the next one is ara, which is aleph, resh, resh. You have a kametz, which is the small t underneath the aleph. If you don't have that, sometimes it can be a glottal stop, which means a pause, such as uh-oh, there's a pause, and then you go on and you say the rest of the word. Then you have a patak underneath the resh, the second resh, which is here, which gives you the short a sound, and you have resh at the end, ara, which means what, Frank?
To bitterly curse, to abhor, to detest.
To detest. Keep going. What's the next one, Frank?
Strong's number H6895. Kabab. To utter a curse against. Example, to blaspheme, to hollow out.
To hollow out, to make something empty. Sometimes when you see the word vain, it's making something empty, something that has no power, no use. You can't take the Most High's name in vain because sometimes you do it and you have an action behind it and it has no purpose to it. You're feeling me?
Yes.
Okay, this have a kuf, It has a bait and another bait, kubab or kabab, because it has a kametz underneath the kuf, and it has a patak underneath the bait. All right, so let's go to the next one. Go ahead, what's the next one?
Strong's number H7045.
What?
Okay, lala.
Uh-huh.
Vilification, loath.
Loath. What does vilification loath mean? To strongly hate something. Strongly hate something. Vilify. I want you to go back and research that word. I chose that specifically. That's a really, it's like a stigmatic kind of word. You know what I'm saying? So you have a kuf, a lamed, and a hey. Again, you have the shema, or the shema underneath, or the shiva underneath, excuse me, and that is a pause. So you say cut, pause, and then you have la, and you have ah at the end. Because you got the kamet underneath the lameds, all right? So that's just a little bit of Hebrew. I don't want to go too deep, but just so you can understand, when you see these words, anytime you read scripture, always go back to see the words and see where else in scripture do you find these words and look for trends. Trends are very important because it'll make you seem very smart. But actually, you're just identifying something that the Ruach is giving you so you can understand keys to unlock things in scripture, all right? All right. What does that say up there, Frank?
Background on Moab.
Now, does anybody know where I'm going at with this? No, not yet? Y'all didn't see the title? Ah, okay. All right. All right, go ahead. I need you to read that, Frank.
Bereshit, chapter 19, verse 30.
Slow down, Frank. What does Bereshit mean, y'all? Genesis. All right, go ahead.
Lot went up from Zor
Okay.
and stayed in the mountains, and his 2 daughters with him.
Wait, slow down real quick, Frank. Now, I want to teach y'all something real quick, just real quick. So, when the Most High told Abraham, he called him out in Bereshit chapter 12, and what did he say to him? He told him to get out from amongst your who?
People.
And your what? Your family, right? Man, but for some reason, Abraham didn't listen. Who came with him? Did the Most High say, yo, bring Lot with you? Sometimes it can be collateral damages because sometimes we get so attached to family, friends, and so forth that we got to walk into our blessing with dead weight. Okay, that's different. See, that's something deep. Now, because of you, they will be blessed by extension of your faith. But because you was told initially to leave them out, go by yourself, you decide you want to take him. I'm real cool with Lot, though. Come on, I'll take him with me, man. That's my young nephew. I'll take him with me. And sometimes that can be collateral damage for your blessing. All right, keep reading, Frank.
For he was afraid to stay in Zor, and he stayed in a cave, he and his 2 daughters.
Now, after this, what happened right before this incident? Sodom and Gomorrah, right? So everything was destroyed. It got taken out by the Melachim, or the angels. Keep going.
And then the firstborn said to the younger, our father is old.
Now, hold on. His daughters had husbands, right? Or soon-to-be husbands, or people they were engaged to. But at this point, they stayed behind and got destroyed. So now look what they're doing. Go ahead, Frank.
Our father is old.
Okay.
And there is not a man on earth to come in to us after the manner of the earth. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and let us lie with him that we may preserve our family through our father. So they made their father drink wine that night. And the firstborn went in and lay with her father, and he did not know when she lay down or when she arose.
Keep going.
Thus both the daughters of Lot were with child by their father.
Okay. Keep
The
going.
firstborn bore a son and called his name Moab. And he is the father of the Moabites
To this day.
To this day.
So in their worldview, after everything that they knew got destroyed, they were now isolated and there was nobody there. Now in culture, as a woman, you have to produce seed to have any kind of validity to your existence. This is why you see a lot of stories where women going crazy because their womb has been closed. So now they're devising something that they shouldn't have been doing, but in their mindset, they didn't see nothing else going on, so they decided to do something outside the will of the Most High. So sometimes when you got situations in your family, because the people who are hating on you already got generational curses over their lives, and they're not even aware of it, because some act has been committed in their history before they came to be that has this generational curse flowing through them, so that way when they see somebody else that's blessed, it's in their nature to hate. And sometimes it could be your own family members. Okay, y'all get that in the morning, tomorrow morning. But let's keep moving. All right, go ahead, read that, Frank.
Deuteronomy chapter 2, verse 9. And then y'all said to me,
what?
Do not harass Moab.
Wait, slow down. Do not harass Moab. So now we got a situation, Israelites, Huge Israelites. Navigating through the wilderness. They bumping into Edom, then they bump into Moab. But what did the Most High say?
Do not harass
Hold on, Moab. Keep going.
nor provoke them to war.
You know what? Hold on. So now the Most High says in prospect, Moab is going to be an enemy to Israel. But in order for me to vindicate Israel, I have to give them instructions so I can get the glory and not them. Keep reading, Frank.
For I will not give you any of their land as a possession.
And you may think this person hating on me. Oh, yes, the moment they get destroyed, I'm going to go take their things. No, that stuff is cursed too. Leave it where it's at. Go ahead, Frank.
Because I have given Ar to the sons of Lot as a possession.
Even those people that hate you, family and friends, may be prosperous and so forth. Even when destruction comes upon them and there's an opportunity for you to get what they possess, most times say, don't touch it. It's not yours. Because what you see that they have is nothing compared to what I'm going to give. Because what they touch is cursed. What you touch is blessed. So why would you want to take something cursed that the Most High didn't bless and try to bless it yourself? It don't work that way. Let's keep moving, Frank. Yeah. Now wait, slow down. Hold on, Frank. Slow down for 1 second. So we're going to move into it. So I got to give you some backdrop before we enter into the story. Now you got to do some extensive reading, Frank. I promise I will not take too long. Because you know, every line I could do a sermon on, but I'm not going to do it. Maybe a few, but not too many. But Frank, I need you to read, Frank. And Frank, I need you to read really good, Frank, because you know what I learned? When I was in church, and I was sitting in the pews, I was dozing off because the pastor was reading like he was a robot. Monotone. What's the name of that show? It's a show back in the day where they had the professor and he was like, nah, and turn to take so-and-so. I was like, so now I need to keep y'all awake. And Frank, I need you to go in, Frank. All right, Frank, let's go. Y'all ready? All right, let's see why I'm giving you this background information. Go ahead, Frank. Wait, but you got to read, Frank. Where's this at? Where are we finding this at, Frank?
We're gonna read the title too, right?
Yeah, go ahead, Frank.
We're gonna read everything.
Balak,
Moab, antagonist.
the antagonist.
Balaam, the agent.
Slow down. So when hate is being perpetrated against you, there's always an antagonist and there's always an agent. Sometimes we get mad at the agent because we can't identify the strong man or we can't identify the antagonist. Sometimes it can be spiritual, sometimes it can be physical. Sometimes you may have a boss on your job that may be giving you a hard time, and you may get mad at the agent when you don't realize that the antagonist is actually the director. Because they see something about your life. They're like, man, this person's staying here too long, they're gonna get my position. So that way I can distance myself from it, let me send the manager in. All right, y'all might get that one day. All right, so go ahead, read that, Frank. Forgive me, I gotta be a little animated, I gotta keep y'all awake. Yeah, read that, Frank.
Bamidbar, chapter 22, verse 1.
Bamidbar, what's that? Numbers. Go ahead, Frank.
Then the sons of Israel journeyed and camped in the plains of Moab, beyond the Jordan, opposite Jericho.
Okay.
Now Balak, the son of Zippor, saw all that Israel had done to the Amorites.
Slow down. Haters see everything the Most High doing in your life. Go ahead, Frank.
So Moab was in great fear because of the peace.
Slow down. So we think this stuff is modern. Hatred's been going running deep for years. Fear. When people see you being prosperous, fear. Prosperous don't always mean you have a whole bunch of possessions, but you can have favor. Sometimes you can walk into some place, somebody just give you something right away. There's purpose on your life. See, they live in an intention, but you got the motive. Intention means they can fake the motive and make it seem like they're being nice so that they can get things. But motive is the purpose you was born with, and no matter what you do, the Most High is going to continue to open up these doors to ensure that these haters going to hate and the balls are going to ball. We're going to ball. Y'all following me? All right, yeah, Frank.
For they were numerous.
Wait, slow down, because at this point, remember, Israel didn't have nothing. They vagabonds in the wilderness. See, sometimes we want the blessing to be immediate, but sometimes the Most High needs to let your haters see the history before they see your future. Go ahead, Frank. Y'all get that, man. Go ahead, Frank.
For they were numerous. And Moab was in dread of the sons of Israel.
Go on, Frank.
Moab said to the elders of Midian.
Now wait, slow down. So now Moab, remember, has a connection, a family connection to Israel, and they go to another family member of Israel, because Midian is also related to Israel through Abraham, and what did they say?
Now this horde will lick up all that is around us.
Now slow down. Now you see how they construing things? They calling them a horde to another family member. So sometimes one family member can say, you know, look what so-and-so is doing over there. You know what I'm saying? That don't make you feel a certain kind of way. Why you ain't getting A, B, and C? Sometimes we see that backbiting starts because of this. Keep going, Frank.
As the ox licks up the grass of the field, And Balak, the son of Zippor, was king of Moab at that time.
Keep going.
So he sent messengers to Balaam, the son of Beor, at Pethor, which is near the river.
Hold on, slow down. I'm going to show you how much of a coward Balak is. The antagonist don't want to get his hands dirty because he's afraid something might happen to him. So he got to send somebody else. Keep going, Frank.
In the land of the sons of his people to call him, saying, behold, a people came out of Egypt. Behold, they cover the surface of the land.
Cover the surface of the land. Keep going, Frank.
And they are living opposite me.
Keep going.
Now, therefore, please come.
Please come. Go ahead.
Curse this people.
Wait. Slow down, Frank. Say that one more time, Frank.
Now, therefore, please come. Curse.
So there's a begging, an appeal, and there's an emphatic curse. Now, what's the Strong's number there?
Strong's number H779.
You're always doing your homework and taking your notes. You know exactly what time curse is being done here. Keep going, Frank.
Curse this people for me, since they are too mighty for me.
Mighty, man, you got that glove like Leroy. Remember Bruce Leroy? You got that glow. Some people see that glow and they're like, yo, something's about to happen in their life. Let's stifle this out because if not, I'm going to be in the shadow of that glow. Keep going, Frank.
Perhaps I may be able to defeat them and drive them out of the land.
Keep going.
For I know that he whom you bless.
Whoa, he whom you bless. Keep going.
Is blessed.
Is what?
Blessed.
Keep going.
And he whom you curse.
Whoa, go ahead.
Is cursed.
Now, this goes to show there's always a moral barometer in the hearts of the people who hating on you.
Yep.
They can identify what's blessing, what's cursed, but because they don't have that blessing, they want to go ahead and do something to stifle that.
Yes.
Are you feeling me? Yes. What's the word there for blessed, Frank? Strong.
Strong's number Strong's number H1288.
All right, go ahead. So we're going to verse 7. Go ahead, read that.
So the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian departed with the fees for divination.
Now, before you finish, Frank, the reason why they go into the elders of Midian is because of what? Does anybody know?
The priests.
Okay. Why? It has to do with Jethro. Remember when Moses had to, when he first got called by the Most High, he had to go to Jethro and ask permission, can I go? Jethro said yes. Then while they leaving out, Shemot 18, they bump into Jethro again, and Jethro blesses them. And he's a Midianite. And he had other elders that were there with Midianites, and guess what? They were all priests. So some of this lineage, or these people from that tribe, were also wandering in Moab, and they already knew they had already blessed Israel. This is how the word came to Balak. He's like, listen, I know y'all blessed them, but man, y'all gotta please curse them for me. And he's gonna try to make it seem like there's a reason why they need to be cursed. Keep reading, Frank.
So the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian departed with the fees for divination in their hand.
Sometimes people can pay people to do things against you. You may not see that. It's called a bribe. Scripture talks about that. Keep going.
And they came to Balaam and repeated Balak's words to him.
Okay, keep going.
He said to them, spend the night here, and I will bring word back to you as Yah may speak to me. And the leaders of Moab stayed with Balaam.
Okay.
And then Elohim came to Balaam and said, who are these men with you?
Slow down. Sometimes when you in bad company, Most High gotta wake you up and say, who are these people that's around you? Because sometimes we may not see that because we're being bribed, somebody's coaxing our pride and our ego, and we don't see the destruction around us. Sometimes the Most High gotta wake you up in that moment when you are vulnerable and say, who are these people that's around you?
That's right.
Oh, keep going, Frank.
Balaam said to Elohim, Balak, the son of Zippor, king of Moab, has sent word to me. Behold, there is a people who came out of Egypt, and they cover the surface of the land. Now come, curse them for me.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Say it again, Frank. Is he trying to bargain with the Most High?
Now come, curse them for me.
What verse you at, Frank?
Let's go back there and look. Behold, there is a people who came out of Egypt, and they cover the surface of the land.
Go on, Frank.
Now come, curse them for me.
Curse. What's the Strong's number there?
Strong's number 6895.
H6895, and it's different from the ones you see above. This is why I have to insert that so you can understand that there's various things going on. Sometimes you may see the word curse and think it means the same thing everywhere, but it does not. This is why I'm giving you the keys to unlock this syntactical lexical analysis of the text, so that way you can find trends. Keep going, Frank.
Perhaps I may be able to fight against them and drive them out.
Okay, go ahead.
Elohim said to Balaam, do not go with them. You shall not curse the people, for they are blessed.
Wow. Keep going, Frank.
So Balaam arose in the morning and said to Balak's leaders, go back to your land, for YAH has refused to let me go with you.
Oh, sometimes people want to do stuff to you, and then situations happen in life, and they can't even touch you. It's going to frustrate them some more. But keep going, Frank.
And the leaders of Moab arose and went to Balak and said, Balaam refused to come with us.
He's just not working with us, bro. Go ahead.
And then Balak again sent leaders more numerous
So
and more distinguished.
First tactic don't work. They got to ramp it up and say, man, you know what? Maybe it's because we were lacking. They caught us lacking a little bit. All right, let's step it up. All right, go ahead, Frank.
Okay.
No, go ahead. Next one.
But they came to Balaam and said to him,
what?
Thus says Balak, the son of Zippor, let nothing, I beg you, hinder you from coming to me.
They really pleaded with him the second time. Go ahead.
For I will indeed honor you richly.
Wow. Go ahead.
And I will do whatever you say to me.
Okay, go ahead.
Please come then. Curse this people for me.
Keep going.
Balaam replied to the servants of Balak, though Balak were to give me this house full of silver and gold, I could not do anything.
Nothing. Sometimes there's roadblocks and limitations to the amount of hatred can actually be perpetrated against you. Keep going.
Either small or great.
Because the hate that's being perpetrated is only the hate to allow you to grow and not to destroy you. Keep going.
Contrary to the command of YAH, my Elohim.
My Elohim. Next verse.
He took up his discourse.
Bamidbar 23:7. Go ahead,
Bamidbar 23:7. He took up his discourse.
I had to edit some of it. So sometimes it may look like it's jumping a little bit, but because if I didn't, we'd be reading 3 whole chapters. So I had to like cut it some, all right? So you'll go back and read the beginning of chapter 23 to get some more backdrop. But go ahead, Frank.
He took up his discourse and said, from Aram, Balak has brought me Moab's king from the mountains of the east. Come curse Yaakov
for me,
and come denounce Israel.
And not only did they say curse Israel, curse the forefather that brought Israel before you. They went beyond Israel. Because sometimes if I can't curse Israel, maybe I can curse the father. And because I can curse, it'll trickle down to the son, the daughter, etc. Okay, y'all may go get that one day. Go ahead, Frank.
How shall I curse Strong's number H6895, whom Elohim has not cursed?
Now listen, when you see Balak saying the word curse earlier, he used a different word. Now when Balaam was doing it, he's using a different word. There's a reason for that. Keep going. He said, how can I curse where Elohim has not cursed? He has some sense. And he's not even an Israelite. Keep going.
And how can I denounce whom YAH has not denounced?
Go ahead.
As I see him from the top of the rocks, and I look at him from the hills, behold a people who dwells apart.
Wait, a people that dwells within.
Apart.
Amongst.
Apart.
With.
Apart.
Apart what?
And will not be reckoned among the nations.
That means you are always going to be distinct as long as you set yourself apart. Follow me. Because if you're going amongst what everybody else is doing, what is making you different? That the Most High is counting on you to carry this blessing. Keep going, Frank.
Who can count the dust of Yaakov or number the fourth part of Israel?
Wow, keep going.
Let me die the death of the upright and let my end be like his.
Wait, whoa, slow down. Frank, Balaam don't have the blessing, but he is envious of the blessing. You gotta read that again, Frank. Read that again, Frank.
Who can count the dust of Yaakov?
The dust, the ground that you walk upon. Go ahead, Frank.
Or number the fourth part of Israel.
Of the fortunes the Most High is bringing throughout your life. Keep going, Frank.
Let me die.
Let me die.
The death
what?
Of the upright.
Of the upright, like them. Go ahead.
And let my end be like his.
This is envy. So sometimes people who are third parties to the persons initiating the hate, when they see the blessing, sometimes they're like, man, I wish that person was really blessed. What's going on in here? And this could also be the thing that prevents them from going the extra mile to carry out that which was intended to destroy you.
Okay, man.
Go ahead, Frank, keep reading.
And then Balak said to Balaam,
What?
what have you done to me?
He getting mad. Go ahead.
I took you to curse my enemies, but behold, you have actually blessed them.
Sometimes the enemy or the antagonist can try to get somebody to do something to you, and they come back and say, yo, I know you told me to do A, B, and C, but what I see upon this person's life, I'm not that stupid. You got to do somebody else. Go ahead, Frank.
He replied, must I not be careful to speak what YAH puts in my mouth? Then Balak said to him, please come with me to another place from where you may see them.
Wait, slow down. So now he's saying maybe that mountaintop he was on too small. Hold on. You got to see how much of a threat these people are. Let me bring you somewhere else. Go ahead, Frank.
Although you will only see the extreme end of them.
Just the end. So now he's like, just a small piece I'm about to show you. Go ahead.
And will not see all of them. And curse them
So
for me.
wait, slow down. So now the language changes. So the initial curse that Balak intended was just a basic kind of curse out of fear. But now we have a more emphatic type of cursing that's going on now, because now once he's going to a different mountaintop, what he saw initially that he thought was a threat, now what he's really seeing is really taking on cake. He's like, yo, that first curse ain't gonna work. We about to step this game up. Go ahead, Frank.
And he said to Balak, stand here beside your burnt offering, while I myself meet YAH over there.
Okay, keep going.
And then YAH met Balaam and put a word in his mouth and said,
what?
Return to Balak, and thus you shall speak.
Keep going.
And he came to him, and behold, he was standing beside his burnt offering, and the leaders of Moab with him. And Balak said unto him, what is YAH spoken?
Okay, go ahead.
Then he took up his discourse and said,
Arise.
Arise, O Balak, and hear. Give ear to me, O son of Zippor.
Wait, slow down, because now Balak must have got it twisted. So Balaam had to tell his bro, maybe you got it twisted. Go ahead.
Elohim is not a man that he should lie.
So hold on. So maybe Balak, maybe you thought this was a game. Maybe you thought I was playing with you. Maybe you thought this was some regular people you as a king were just going to run up against. But I got to tell you, that God, that Elohim that's talking to me, he ain't going to lie about this, bro. Go ahead, keep going.
Nor a son of man that he should repent.
Change his mind. Go ahead.
Has he said, and will he not do it?
Sometimes your haters will see the Most High working in your life. They'll see it. They'll hate on it. But guess what? Can't change it. Because the Most High is not going to change his mind when he's destined for you to accomplish. As long as you're walking uprightly, in motive, in purpose, and set apart. Keep going, Frank.
Or has he spoken, and will he not make it good?
Go ahead.
Behold, I have received command to bless.
Hold on. You keep telling me to curse, but I keep being told to bless. Go ahead. So wait, slow down. So sometimes you may eye that house that you need really bad, and haters is like, oh, this person's credit jack today, gonna get nothing. Y'all gonna get nothing. Nothing's gonna happen for y'all. Watch this. Nothing's gonna happen for y'all. But then because the Most High keeps telling you, I got you. I know you're gonna utilize this to bless your people. I know when you get this, the credit and fame gonna go to me. I know the world's gonna see the work that I'm doing in your minute life because you've been raised above everybody else. Come on, man. This is not a game. Keep reading, Frank.
When he has blessed, then I cannot revoke it.
Oh, go ahead.
He has not observed misfortune in Yaakov.
Go ahead. Wait, hold on. So even though you make mistakes, you still got that purpose on your life. So even people may see the misfortune, they're not seeing the misinterpretation of why that person is on your life. Go ahead, keep going, Frank.
Nor has he seen trouble in Israel.
No trouble, keep going.
YAH, his Elohim, is with him, and the shout of a king is among them.
Wait, slow down. Israel didn't have no king then. What king did they have?
They
had the Most High God. What can come against that, man? Come on, Frank. Can man come against that, Frank?
Oh, of course, come on, Frank.
Read that, Frank.
Elohim brings them out of Egypt.
Takes you out of your dead state that you was once in. Go ahead.
He is for them like the horns of a wild ox.
Why does an ox have horns? To defend itself, to protect itself. Keep going, Frank.
For there is no omen against Yaakov.
No omen. That means somebody can say, listen, in 10 years, a witch can say, in 10 years, you're going to be destroyed. There's no omen against them. Go ahead, this ain't no spooky stuff. Go ahead, Frank.
Nor is there any divination against
You can't
Israel.
go to any other god and try to curse. Go ahead, Frank.
At the proper time.
Wait, slow down, Frank. I think people are missing that word. Say that one more time.
At the proper
No,
time.
when you want it to happen, Frank.
The proper time.
When your mama wanted to happen,
The
Frank.
proper
When the
time.
boss on your job wanted to happen, Frank.
The proper
Are
time.
y'all getting this?
Yes.
Okay, keep reading, Frank.
At the proper time it shall be said to Yaakov
What?
and to Israel.
What?
Elohim has done. Behold, a people rises
What?
like a lioness.
Go ahead, we about to go for the attack. Go ahead, Frank.
And as a lion,
As a lion,
it lifts itself.
slow down. When a lion is laying down, people get things twisted. They think, man, that lion ain't gonna do nothing. Nah, we can walk by. Because how many of y'all seen those videos where those people getting attacked by the lions? When a lion's crouching or laying down, you may not see his stature, but when he rises up, he about to eat something. Go ahead, Frank.
It will not lie down until it devours the prey.
Flowers, go ahead. I mean, it's gonna wait. Persistency. The Most High, if he promised something with you, even though you may see misfortunes, until he completes it, the hunt is not done. Go ahead, Frank.
And drinks the blood of the
The
slain.
blood of the slain, that means the residue or the aftermath of those who left things behind, and the absence of the person hating on you. The Most High will allow that to be a path for you to walk on. Go ahead, Frank.
And then Balak said to Balaam,
What did he say?
do not curse them at all, nor bless them at all.
He's all right. Don't do nothing right now, man. Because you're just messing the game up for me. Go ahead, Frank.
But Balaam replied to Balak,
What did he say?
did I not tell you? Whatever y'all speak.
Wait, slow down. See, the Israelites ain't seeing what's going on here. Sometimes you only see the aftermath of an encounter. You don't know how the Most High is working behind the scenes. He putting things in place, setting things up. You only seeing the hate, but you don't see the work that's being done behind it. Go ahead, Frank.
Did I not tell you whatever Yah speaks that I must do? And then Balak said to Balaam, please come. I will take you to another place.
Hold on, man. Maybe you still a little far-sighted, brother. I gotta take you somewhere else so you can see this thing right now. They went to another mountain. Go ahead, Frank.
Please come. I will take you to another place. Perhaps it will be agreeable with Elohim that you curse them for me.
Slow down.
From there.
This is somebody that does not have the promise, that's trying to bargain with the Most High. Slow down. I'm gonna show you how this works. When you blessed, you can mediate.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
You can pray on behalf of a loved one.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can pray for things to happen because you have a covenant relationship with the Most High.
Yeah.
But that's like a couple being married, and a man has his wife, and then another man comes outside of that to try to tell that wife what to do. That's out of order. It's not gonna work. Because as long as we got that covenant relationship together and we both understand each other, you're mine, I'm yours, we're not nobody else's possession, so whatever's going on here, we're gonna work it out together. But nobody outside of us can bargain what we've already agreed upon. Sometimes you can't let all the blah, 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 blah get into your relationships. Okay, go ahead, Frank. Keep reading, Frank.
Bummy dogs.
Oh, wait, hold on, I'm sorry, Frank, getting ahead of myself. Hold on. Y'all were supposed to see that. Forget that. Okay, Frank.
Bummy dog, chapter 24, verse 1.
Okay, go ahead.
When Balaam saw that it pleased Yah to bless Israel,
Please, the Most High. Go ahead.
he did not go as at other times to seek omens, but he set his face toward the wilderness.
Uh-oh, it's a different place now. Go ahead, Frank.
And Balaam lifted up his eyes and saw Israel camping tribe by tribe.
In order. Go ahead, Frank.
And the spirit of the Ruach of Elohim
Came upon him.
came upon him.
Hold on. Sometimes when they hate to see you, a feeling comes upon them. So they can bear witness to what's about to take place. Go ahead, Frank.
He took up his discourse and said,
What?
the oracle of Balaam, the son of Beor, and the oracle of the man whose eye is opened. The oracle of him who hears the words of Elohim,
He's not an Israelite. Keep going.
who sees the vision of the Almighty falling down, yet having his eyes uncovered.
What, Frank?
How fair are your tents, O Yaakov, your dwellings, O Israel, like valleys that stretch out, like gardens beside the river, like alloys planted by Yah, like cedars beside the waters. Water will flow from his bucket, and his seed will be by many waters. As his king shall be higher
kingdom what?
Shall be exalted.
Sometimes these haters can get third parties to try and curse you. But once those third parties spend some time to actually watch what's going on, they just got to stand in amazement. They really want me to bless this, curse this thing that the Most High has blessed. And they start to see these new things happening in your life and try to figure out what is the governing body behind why they was able to get this, why they was able to do that, why they was able to go there. And they, oh, this is incredible. Go ahead, Frank, keep reading.
Elohim brings him out of Egypt. He is for him like the horns of the wild ox.
Say it again. Keep going.
He will devour the nations who are his adversaries.
Most High is the one at the proper time that will allow you to overcome your enemies. Don't overstep your boundaries. Go ahead, Frank.
And he will crush their bones in pieces and shatter them with his arrows.
Whatever they try to do to throw at you, it's going to be deflected. Go ahead, Frank.
He couches his lions down as a lion, and as a lion who dares rouse him.
Go ahead, Frank.
Blessed is everyone who blesses you.
Oh, go ahead.
And cursed is everyone who curses you.
Where did we get at before? Blessed are those who... Go ahead, Frank.
And then Balak's anger burned against Balaam. And he struck his hand together. And Balak said to Balaam, I called you to curse my enemies, but behold, you have persisted in blessing them these 3 times. Therefore, flee to your place now. I said I would honor you greatly, but behold, YAH has held you back from honor.
Slow down. Sometimes riches is not the same as fortune.
That's right. That's right.
See, you can have fortune and lack the riches, and somebody can have riches and lack the fortune, and you will always have favor over them.
Yes.
Because their power is in the material and yours is in the immaterial.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, go ahead, Frank.
Balaam said to Balak,
What did he say?
did I not tell your messengers whom you had sent to me, saying, though Balak were to give me his house full of silver and gold, I could not do anything contrary to the command of YAH, either good or bad, of my own accord? What YAH speaks, that I will speak, and now behold, I am going to my people. Come, and I will advise you what this people will do to your people in the days to come.
Slow down. So now the haters can get the third party to try and hate on you, but because the blessing on your life and the fortune that you're living amongst is so powerful, that person who was the third party or the agent has to go back to the antagonist and say, listen, I know you told me to do A, B, and C, but you know what? I've been around them for a little bit of time, and I'm about to tell you what's about to be set up in their life right now. Because maybe we thought this was a game, maybe we thought we was fighting against a person, but something is happening in their lives that is nothing we can do about. So let me just give you a sneak peek for what I witnessed that they're about to get. Go ahead, Frank.
He took up his discourse and said, the oracle of Balaam, the son of Beor, and the oracle of the man whose eye is opened, the oracle of him who hears the words of Elohim, and knows the knowledge of the Most High, who sees the vision of the Almighty falling down, yet having his eyes uncovered.
Go ahead.
I see him, but not now.
Time. I see him, but not now. Go ahead.
I behold him, but not near.
Not near. Time again. Go ahead.
A star shall come forth from Yaakov, a scepter shall rise from Israel, and shall crush through the forehead of Moab.
Wait, hold on. So crush the pinky toe.
The forehead.
The right arm.
The forehead.
The chin.
The forehead
Frank.
of Moab, and tear down all the sons of Sheph.
So prophecies even going to your haters on how great the Most High is about to rise you up.
Yes.
But just notice that it's not in the works that you do. The Most High told Israel, I didn't choose you because you guys were somebody. I chose you because I wanted to prove something to the other nations, and I had to use you as the instrument in order to do that. All right? So that's enough of our big reading and so forth. So Frank, we're going to wrap up. So now, after all of that took place, Moab received a prophecy at that time when they tried to curse Israel, right? Balak. Now, what is the end result of Moab hating on Israel? There's always going to be end result to those enemies and those adversaries. So what was the end result? Read that, Frank.
Yirmiyahu, chapter 48, verse 2.
What is
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah, go ahead, Frank.
There is praise for Moab no longer.
No longer. So anything that your hater was getting, praise, favor. Go ahead, Frank.
In Heshbon, they have devised calamity against her.
Now the people who they were trying to use to hate on you is now going to start hating on them. Go ahead, Frank.
Come and let us cut her off from being a nation. You too, madmen, will be silenced.
Go ahead.
The sword will follow after you.
Go ahead.
For because of your trust in your own achievements.
Hold on, because of your trust in the Most High.
In your own achievements.
In YAH.
In your own achievements.
The Mashiach.
In your own achievements.
Go ahead.
And treasures. Even you yourself will be captured. And Shemosh will go off into exile together with his priests and his princesses. A destroyer will come to every city so that no city will escape. The valley also will be ruined and the plateau will be destroyed as YAH had said. The disaster of Moab will soon come, and his calamity has swiftly hastened.
Go ahead.
Moab has been put to shame, for it has been shattered. Wail and cry out. Declare by the Arnon and that Moab has been destroyed. We have heard of the pride of Moab. He is very proud of his haughtiness, his pride, his arrogance, and his self-exaltation. I know his fury, declares YAH.
Slow down. Wait a second. The Most High sees all of this hate that's coming against you. And the Most High says, I know the fury of that person. But go ahead.
But it is futile.
Sometimes we got to see things through the eyes of the Creator and not our own eyes. Because if you look at it from your view, you're always going to be limited. You're going to have microscopic vision. You're going to take something small and blow it up. But if you look at it from the Most High, which has telescopic vision, he sees the end from the beginning. So if the Most High gives you a promise, always hold on to what the future promises and don't live into your current situation and think that that is the end. Go ahead, Frank.
His idle boasts have accomplished nothing.
Everything that Moab was trying to curse Israel, it said that it what, Frank?
His idle boasts have accomplished nothing.
Accomplished everything, Frank.
Nothing.
You didn't see that Israel got destroyed? There's no remnant, there's nothing left, Frank?
Nothing.
All right, go ahead, Frank.
I will make an end of Moab.
Well, the Most High is telling you, he's going to put an end to that. Keep going.
Moab will be destroyed from being a people.
Why?
Because he has become arrogant toward YAH.
No, he's become arrogant towards you.
Toward YAH.
Towards your family.
Toward YAH.
Towards your kids.
Toward YAH.
So when they come against you, Frank, they're not coming against flesh. They're coming against the Creator that created everything, even now.
Come on now.
Oh, come on, Frank. Hopefully you'll get that soon, Frank. What does that say right there?
Bereshit, chapter 12, verse 2.
And this is why Israel was able to be successful. What does it say?
There's Genesis, chapter 12, verse 2. And I will make you a great nation, and I will bless you and make your name great, and so you shall be a blessing. And I will bless those who bless you. And the one who curses you, I will curse. And in you, all the families of the earth will be blessed.
So when these people, these haters, they see that you're being prosperous and they hating because they don't want you to shine and they want to shine, the only way that they can get to shine is they got to fall in alignment with what you're doing. You're going to be the one to be the standard by which they themselves can receive that fortune. Not in their own accord, not in their own strength, because once they cleave unto you, you point them to the Creator.
That's right.
All right, this is, I'll read it. Yeshayahu, which means what? Isaiah 48:10, declaring the end from the beginning. I want to let Frank's voice recoup. And from ancient times, things which has not been done, saying, my purpose will be established, and I will accomplish all my good pleasure. All right? Now, for those of y'all in here, I want y'all to read this, in case y'all thinking that, man, you know what, I need a word today. Because I'm dealing with hate every day. Family, job, career, going to the bank. Everywhere I go, there's always some hatred against it. Sometimes we need that word of encouragement, right? So can you read that, Frank?
Yeah, let's read that.
You don't have to be too...
I got you. To healing. That's Psalm.
This is healing.
Psalm chapter 37, verse 1. Do not fret because of evildoers. Be not envious toward wrongdoers, for they will wither quickly like the grass and fade like the green herb. Trust in Yah and do good.
Oh wait, trust in him and do good. No, try to match them evil for evil, render evil for evil.
Trust in Yah and do good.
Which is keeping Torah. Keep going.
Dwell in the land
Wherever he's giving you, and do what?
cultivate faithfulness.
Slow down. So that means the things that the Most High has given you, be faithful to it. See, sometimes he may destine us to have something, put something in our possession, and we may think it's not something big. He said, but if you're faithful with the least, I will entrust you to be faithful with greater. Sometimes you have to start off with something minuscule and small so the Most High can see if he can trust you before he gives you something great.
Yeah, that's right. All right.
Huh?
Or you have to be given a task you don't like doing.
There you go. Even if it's a small task, like Frank said, commit faithfulness. Cultivate faithfulness. Go ahead.
Delight yourself in Yah.
Hold on. Hold your head down while you're cultivating in the faithfulness that his little things that he's doing.
Delight yourself.
And what will
in
he
Yah.
do?
And he will give you the desires of your heart.
Sometimes we're not getting the things that's in our heart because our heart, like Jeremiah says, can be wicked above all things. But when the Most High gives you a new heart, your desires are not going to be selfish desires. It's going to be desires that want to bring forth cultivation for his kingdom. So if you delight, a lot of us think this is a weight, this is a burden, oh my God, I can't do this, why I got this. We're complaining so much and we're wondering why we're not getting things so great. It's because we're not delighting ourselves in what Yah has given us that is small before he can promise you something good. Hallelujah. Read the next one, Frank. Come on, you gotta encourage your people.
Mashalim.
Which means?
You got me on that one.
Mashalim, anybody?
Kings.
No.
No, you got me.
Proverbs, there you go. All right, go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 23, verse 17. Do not let your heart envy sinners, but live in the fear of Yah always.
Slow down. So sometimes we may be fearful about what we think that they can do for us. The Most High says, if you reverence me greater than the fear you have for them, keep going, Frank.
Surely there is a future.
There is a future.
And your hope will not be cut off.
It's not. It's already destined. It's written before you was even here. Go ahead, Frank.
Mashalim.
Last one.
Proverbs chapter 24, verse 19.
What does it say, Frank?
Do not fret because of evildoers, or be envious of the wicked. For there will be no future, for the evil
slow
men.
down, Frank, because sometimes we see all the great things they got and they doing right now, Frank. He says there will be no future, because we always try to live in the present or the past, family. You know what I tell people, the greatest word of encouragement? I tell people, why are you so focused on what's going on right now, but you have so many hopes for what's going on in the future? Why don't you relive, or why don't you not relive, excuse me, why don't you put yourself in the position that you see yourself in the future, and then you can look back prospectively and see things change in the present. Y'all get that some. That's deep, but y'all get that some. It says the lamp of the wicked will be put out. Let's rush forward because we done here. So, wrap it up. How does an Israelite keep his or her blessing? The Most High has given you that blessing that came before you was even born. How can you keep that blessing? Anybody? Keep the covenant.
Under the condition.
Under condition. Ooh, somebody said something over here.
Trust in him.
Trust in the Most High. See what the scripture says. Read that, Frank.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1.
How many of us are familiar with chapter 28 of Devarim or Deuteronomy? Okay, read it. Read it.
Now it shall be, if you diligently obey Yah.
Obey. Shema, hear, obey. Hearing means obey. So if you just hear with the intention of getting knowledge and no application, you're not obeying. Go ahead, Frank.
If you diligently obey.
That means purposefully. Go ahead, Frank.
Obey Yah, your Elohim.
Go ahead.
Your Elohim. Being careful to do all his commandments, which I commanded you today. Yah, your Elohim, will set you high above all the nations of the earth.
And
all these blessings will come upon you and overtake you.
Slow down. So not only will the blessings come upon you, they will overwhelm you. Go ahead, Frank.
If you obey Yah, your Elohim.
If you hear with the intention to act. You can't just come here when Minister Carnes is teaching and just get information and write notes down. There needs to be life application. Otherwise, you won't get any fruit from the labor of sitting here listening. Okay? And it says, will overtake you if you obey Yahuwah your Elohim. So, if we take this into account, get these blessings, and we continue to have this blessing in our life, so then how can we be cursed? How can we be cursed? Because we can be cursed. But how can we be cursed? If are y'all reading Deuteronomy 28? How we get over here, family? Okay, so how can we be cursed? Disobedience. So that means disobedience comes from somebody else or from you? From you. Not from others, but only when they curse themselves. The Israelites, you cannot be cursed from nobody that's hating on you. The only way you can be cursed is if you curse yourself. Sometimes we may get in a situation where we see everything and it looks dim, it looks dark, it looks like there's no hope. And you know what we do sometimes? We talk to ourselves and say, you know what, you're stupid, why'd you do that? You an idiot, you should have did that, now they do this, you now you do that. So we sitting here beating up on ourselves. But yet, a couple of days ago, we called ourselves a child of the Most High. So why are you cursing what the Most High has blessed? You gotta speak life to yourself, or otherwise you're gonna be continuously living in perpetual decay. And if you can't do it, find a brother and sister that you know is jubilous, and they're happy and exhorted because they know. And sometimes we need to draw energy from that person. Never think that you're walking this alone. The Most High didn't make you on an island by yourself. There's a reason why there's other brothers and sisters in here, and if you have not taken time to speak with them, to try to, sometimes our conversations are frivolous, sometimes our conversations are vain, but you know what? Talk to somebody and say, what the Most High do in your life? So why don't you start a conversation off like that? Not what he didn't do, not what he has yet to do, what has he already done? Because that seed may need to be what's planted in you to keep you growing to provide fruit for somebody else. Okay. Read this last one, friend. What does it say?
Devarim chapter 28, verse 15. Devarim. But it shall come about if you do not obey Yah your Elohim.
Not nobody else, because the world ain't going to be obeying Yah. So their end is already set up. But you, go ahead, Frank. If you do not obey what?
Yah your Elohim.
What's up?
To observe, to do all his commandments and statutes with which I charge you today.
That word charge, harge, means to place a burden upon. Sometimes a burden can be good, sometimes a burden can be bad. But in this case, if you take on the charge or the weight of the statute, laws, and commandments, it is not designed to crush you, but make you stronger. See, sometimes when you have a pack animal, when you place weight on them, you gradually increase the weight to increase the muscular stats of that animal. So sometimes you may be told, okay, this is what the statute says, keep it. I don't know why I should keep it, but when you diligently keep it, you'll see that when a situation comes, you can automatically respond instinctively. Okay, keep it, friend.
That all these curses will come upon you and overtake you.
So the only way that somebody can curse you is if they beat you up so bad they get you to curse yourself. That's right. But as long as you keep trusting in the Most High, nothing that they can do or nothing that they can say can change what the Most High already will for your life. Summary and conclusion, the bottom line, haters gonna hate, but when it's your time, ballers gonna ball. But at the end of the day, if you keep the statute, laws, and commandments of the Most High and walk in the blessings that he has set out for you, don't worry about anybody else that's hating on you, how prosperous. You know, sometimes people turn on the TV and say, wow, you know, I wish I had fame and fortune and all this other stuff. Sometimes we be longing for that, right? But we don't realize that most of these people that's out there, when the Most High brings this destruction and this judgment upon this earth, all the things they trusting on are going to be gone. But even if you lose everything, you have everything, which is trusting in the Most High God. Because when you obey his voice, the most important thing you can have in life is a sense of direction. That's the destination. This is the linear path. I may detour a little bit, but because I have a sense of direction and a barometer that is lifting up a compass and pointing me exactly to where the Most High wants you to go. Yarek is the root word for Torah, which is an archery term, which means to aim the arrow towards the mark. Keep your eyes on the prize, and if you continue to follow it, no matter what destruction goes around amongst you, you know the path that you're walking is going to be laid out in gold so you can reach that destination. Hallelujah. All right. And before I let you go, I got one last slide. Because you know, when we talking about haters, People will talk about the Bible, oh, the Bible's fiction, the Bible's fake, the Bible don't know what it's talking about, blah, blah, blah. I need to give you guys some encouragement in those scriptures you got to see that not only is the Bible a witness to the people of Israel and to the world, even outside the text it is.
Yes.
Is there extra biblical proof of Balaam?
Go in.
Let me see. Does anybody know there's extra biblical? So you look at that and say, oh, that's fake. That was only with Israelites and they're not even real. Is there? Let's see. The Deir Allah inscription. It's an inscription found in the Iron Age town of Deir Allah mentioning the biblical prophet Balaam. Deir Allah is situated in western Jordan, about 8 kilometers east of the river Jordan and about 1 kilometer north of Jabbok. The excavators found a very large Bronze Age sanctuary that had suffered in the period of widespread destruction in the 13th to 12th centuries. Unlike other settlements, which was abandoned, the Deir Allah remained in use well into the 5th century BCE. That is remarkable. Even more remarkable, so slow down. So they're looking at this and saying, wow, this place was destroyed, but this sanctuary stayed alive and people were still using it hundreds of years afterwards. And they wasn't even just marveling at that. Even more remarkable, however, was the discovery of a painted text that contained a prophecy by Balaam, a non-Israelite prophet who was mentioned only in the biblical book of Bamidbar 22 to 24 as a servant working for the Moabite king Balak. The site of the Deir Allah is technically on the Ammonite side of the river of Jabbok, and as you can see, Ammon and Moab, I don't have a map, it's actually they're right next to each other. All right? So it says here, the text refers to divine visions and signs of future destruction. Look, I'm going to show you how awesome this is. In a language that is close to that of the Bible. For example, we read about the Shaddai gods, the Almighty gods, or Elohim, an expression that is close to the biblical El Shaddai, God Almighty. On the other hand, the setting is not monotheistic. We read it, for instance, about a gathering of a group of gods, or Elohim, which in the Bible, although plural, refers to one Elohim, refers to more than one Elohim or one God in the Deir Allah text. I was talking about the divine council and all that fun stuff. You'll see why I'm mentioning that, but look at this. Balaam is pronouncing in this text destruction upon these other deities because they are doing wickedness. So these are the gods of Balaam and his forefathers. And the Most High tripped them up so much that now Balaam not only had to give a word against Balak and Moab, now all the other kings and the people there, he said, not only are you going to tell the people that they're cursed, you're going to curse these entities that are working amongst the people and tell them utter destruction is coming upon them. So it's not just contained in the culture of Israel where we see the Most High can use a prophet, whether a good prophet, a prophet that's bad, to speak a word of destruction outside of us to ensure that even though we thought that that person was hating on us, was alone, anybody else associated with them is going to be equally destroyed. And if you go back and you research this, the Deir Allah, I'm not going to read too much more of it, but you'll see that it was dated to about 800 BCE, which means it was a tradition of the people during that time for something that happened earlier, which means that Balaam at some point was a contemporary to the events that was happening with the Israelites wandering in the wilderness. I don't know if y'all know how deep this is, but one day, when y'all take some time to research this, when people say that Bible's fake, it was only made during the Grecian period, well, hold on now. Who's this guy? And why we only find him in this text? Got it. All right. So with that being said, family, I'm done. I think the future congregation of Atlanta for allowing me to speak on today. I thank the angel of the house, or the Malachim, or the angels of the house, which would be the elders, and the star of the house, which is Minister Milk Carton, for allowing me this opportunity to speak to you guys. I hope this message encouraged you. Take it with you, and if it's not even for you in this moment in life, put it on reserve, put it in the reservoir of your memory, so that way when trouble comes, you can go back to the reservoir of your memories and remember that word that you got and apply it presently, or you can give it to somebody else. Hallelujah. All right, family, I love you.